Steve, make me co-host. Got it. Okay, I'll need an audible when we're live because I can only see my screen share.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Songwriters Live with Tom Cooney, and here's Tom Cooney.
Thanks, Steve Jones and Tony Dumont back in the studio. Thanks for your patience, those of you who are listening live. As a lot of folks who are streaming around the world have challenges all the time, and we've been dodging the technology gremlins for quite a few weeks, and we ran into some this week. Thank you so much for your patience. We have a wonderful episode for you. We're here every Monday night at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. It's original music with creative, positive talk. And our guest this week is Alyssa Dodge. Alyssa, hi.
Hi.
Hi, good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Yeah. I met Alyssa many years ago because she's been playing for a long time. She got out and started doing open mics and displaying her musical talent when she was fairly young. So I ran across her a lot in the upper Perkiomen Valley here in eastern Pennsylvania. And it's just a great example of someone who's committed themselves to music and now is also committing themselves to writing songs as well. So we've got a great guest for everyone this week. How has music been treating you?
It's good. Just been trying to find some shows, still writing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's been a challenge to do find shows with things closed down or only partially opened. Have you been doing some virtual stuff?
Yeah, I've done a few virtual open mics, a few virtual shows. Most of my shows though have been in person, which is good. I like to get out.
Yeah, yeah. You're a very good live performer, the folks, as you'll find out, because this is a live show. That's the edge we like on this. It's a live show. And Alyssa plays out live all the time, and she's a seasoned and calm performer with great delivery. It's just amazing how well you perform on stage. It's fantastic.
Thank you.
Well, I'm gonna now that we restarted the session, I'm just gonna check my frame here on my camera. Looks like I'm okay. Can you bring your camera down a little bit so we can see some of your guitar? Um,
Yeah.
yeah, we just had to reset our session here. Great, that's perfect.
Okay.
Awesome. So, folks in the audience, how this works, same as every week. And if you're new to the show, this is new to you. We have 3 rounds of music, original music, where I get the opportunity to open up for our guest, which is great. And then the rest of the show is all about the artist, what they like about music, how they got into music, what are some of their releases, what are some of the music projects that they're in, and most importantly, where can you find their music? We'll look at their website, we'll look at their Spotify page, and we'll parse all that information out over the hour. And that's the second. That's a really big part of the show. And the third sprinkle we like to add on top is a little bit about the craft of songwriting. Each songwriter will share something small about the song they just played, and then as the conversation rolls along, sometimes we talk more about songwriting, some weeks we don't. So it's really just kind of how the conversation flows. And that is how Songwriters Alive works. Alyssa, before I open up for you, any questions or anything?
Nope, you're good to go.
Awesome, thank you. I'm going to open up with a poppy song I wrote. I don't write a lot of poppy things. This one is called "Call Me." When your heart is on the line and you're running out of time, when you've lost again at love, and this world just seems too much, when your heart can't find song, and you feel you can't go on. When that darkness calls your name, when the light within you fades, call me. I'm always in reach. Call me. Do you remember where we said we would meet? Come on, call me. Right where the sea and the sky meet. Just grab your heart and run to me. At the end of the beach, la 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 la, where we met when we were young. Endless summer, endless love, a hideaway of trust and care, and no one could find us there. We can find it once again, rekindle hope's dying flame, and take it with us in our hearts. All we have to do is start. Call me. I'm always in reach. Come on. Call me. We said we would meet. Come on. Call me. Right where the sea and the sky meet. Just grab your heart and run to me. At the end of the beach, la 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 la. You see, I've been down that road before. I've seen the wolves cry at the door. I swore I would not make it through the night. Love or friendship, I don't care. Come to me anywhere. I'm here for you. We'll set things right. Call me. I'm always in the reach. Come on. Call me. Do you remember where we said we would meet? Come on. Just call me. Right where the sea and the sky meet. Just grab your heart and run to me. At the end of the beach, la 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 la. Darlings, I love you, darlings. Darlings, sweet, I love you, darlings. That's called Call Me, a really poppy thing. I don't write a lot of them. I guess I'd share with that is I purposely set out to write a poppy thing with a really big hook in the chorus with repetition. Call me. Call me. And a nice little la 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 in the chorus too. A couple of musical things in that song I'll point out is at the end that incredibly high falsetto I was almost singing was a shout out to the 1950s classic love song Denise, where
I thought that's what you said.
isn't that funny? Where it was actually pronounced by the group that did it, Donnice. Donnice, ooh, I'm in love with you. Since it's that rock and roll progression, and it was actually written about a person called Denise, and I shouldn't say that, but she lives far enough away now, so I can say that, I think. And there's probably a technical thing for the musicians like you in our crowd, Alyssa. The fingerings I was doing looked odd because my B string, my second string, was tuned up to C. So that allowed me to do a lot of open strings on the first two strings. And songwriters who are out there in the crowd looking for a really simple tuning thing, like dropping your low bass down to D sometimes, is taking that second string and winding it up to C, and it opens up all kinds of neat neat ideas. So I'm glad you enjoyed that. I'm trying to write more poppy things, Alyssa. I'm trying to get out of my serious singer songwriter mode. So
Me too. I'm trying to.
really,
Yeah.
how
I
would you?
feel like
Yeah,
I feel like I write a lot of like sad songs. I need some more like upbeat ones.
yeah, yeah. Sad songs are kind of neat, though. I think they kind of help us somehow.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I've had a couple songs on the radio and I feel like those are my happy ones, so I'm trying to get more of those out there.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah, yeah. Sad songs. They help us process things and get over things and get over, for me anyway, or a lot of people, get over people who should be gotten over. So that's how this songwriter friend of mine explained it to me a few weeks ago. It writes helps you get over people who should be gotten over. So
I agree.
So what were you thinking about sharing during the first round? And you can talk about the song before, or you can talk about the song after. Totally up to you.
Yeah, so I'm gonna start off with the song that I just wrote. It's called At All. It's about this guy that I met in about August, and I didn't know how I felt at first. It's going well now, but the song's kind of about how I was confused about how I felt. So this is called At All. This is the part when I'm supposed to tell you I don't love you. I'm supposed to walk away, forget your face, but I don't want to. But I don't want you. All the words you've said, I've heard them all before. I know they're just some lie you've told 100 girls, but from you they're different. But I don't want you. I hope you know I don't need you at all. I hope you know I don't miss you at all. And I hope you know there's 100 guys who could take your place, but I don't want them to. I don't want you. I can promise when you hold me, I don't feel a thing. And when you try to kiss me, I purposely pull away. But maybe I'm nervous, 'cause I'll think I want you. I hope you know I don't need you at all. I hope you know I don't miss you at all. And I hope you know there's 100 guys who could take your place, but I don't want them to. But I don't want you. I hope you know I don't need you at all. And I hope you know I don't miss you at all. And I hope you know there's 100 guys who could take your place, but I don't want them to. But I don't want you.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Great tune.
I'm just gonna turn down my audio a little bit with my headphones on now.
Thanks.
Okay.
You'll be on gallery mode again. You should be seeing both of us here.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Great. I enjoyed that song a lot.
Thank you.
Kind of captured, I think, that kind of thing that happens in relationships sometimes, the ambivalence.
Yeah. I mean, at first, like nothing was wrong, and it was scaring me a little bit. I was like, there should be something wrong. So I was like, don't worry. I don't. I was like saying in the song, like, I want you, but like I don't. But I'm settled now. It's good.
Our relationships are fun. That's how I got all this gray hair, Alyssa. That is wonderful. As you can tell from Alyssa's first song, she writes with a real pop sensibility. And that's kind of, in general, how people have categorized your music, Alyssa. It's pop and it's country kind of mixed together.
Yeah, I get a lot of. Well, the radio stations I have been on have been country since I'm like acoustic, but I get a lot of like indie, folk, country,
Yeah.
stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a really good sound, and it shows up in all of your songs that the songwriting craft you can see is polished a bit already, where you've got really tight choruses with really great themes, and that it's been that way for a few years. How did you come about to hearing what you should be writing?
I kind of mess around for a while, to be honest. It's not like a set way that I do it. Instead of writing all the lyrics first, I'll write chords and I'll play them until like something comes to my mind. and then I'll write as I go. And if I don't have anything, I'll just keep strumming the chords until I think of something else. And then I kind of do it that way.
Yeah. So are you like hearing um, a melody in the chords you're strumming, or is it just the general harmonic sense of the chords?
I think I hear the melody a little bit in the chords, but I end up going back usually and changing up the notes and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Me too. Or I wind up changing my chord voicing instead of a regular chord to a seventh or a sixth, so it gets away from the melody, or sometimes reinforces the melody if you want to do that. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's really neat. And what about the lyrics? So you kind of think about the music first, and you've got a chord progression. You're hearing some kind of melody. How do the lyrics start baking themselves?
I usually only write when I feel like I need to like get my emotions out. So I already have a topic like pre-planned. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Sometimes it's always hardest for me to write the first. Ooh, sorry about that. It's always hardest for me to write the first line, but after that, I'm good.
Interesting. Do you try to write like the first line, as in you try to write the verse as you're processing it, or does sometimes you've got a strong chorus, a repeating thing in your head sometimes, or
Most of the time, I'll write a whole song and it'll just go on forever and it won't have a chorus. So then I'll end up going back and like splitting it up to like a couple choruses and like verses and a bridge. But it's usually just an ongoing song at first.
interesting? Yeah. So it would kind of make sense. You said it was kind of born out of feelings. So you're writing words. It's
Yeah.
not born out of a hook most of the time. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of the way I write. I kind of have to uh, uh, chorisize it, chorus it later, and uh, and come up with whatever kinds of healthier hooks should be happening later. Once in a while, I'll get a really strong chorus, but not too often. Not too often. Hey, so when did you write your first song?
I wrote my first song. It was called Materialistic. Um,
Heard it. Very good.
thank you. I wrote it when I was like, I want to say 13, maybe 12, but yeah, I don't know. It was a few years ago. It wasn't too long ago.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, that's available on your Spotify page, isn't it?
Yeah, it's on my first album. I think it's the third song.
Yeah, yeah, it's a very good song out there, folks. If you want to hear an example of a very good effort by a songwriter, "Materialistic" was the name of the song um, that you can find. This is Songwriters Alive with Tom Cooney. It's every Monday night at 7 o'clock on Rocking the Valley YouTube and on Tom Cooney and on Facebook, which links out to here. And it is a show about original music with some creative and positive talk. Our guest this week is singer-songwriter Alyssa Dodge. Let me spell that for you folks who are going to be looking for her online and on Spotify, etc. It's ALYSSADODGE. And that's great because all of Alyssa's social media is Alyssa Dodge Music. So Instagram and Facebook and your .com was alyssadodgemusic.com. So now that you know how to spell it, folks, that'll get you to her website, which we'll look at in a little bit. Her Instagram, where a lot of neat social media posts are, and her Facebook page as well. Let me migrate over to your website here. I'm going to share that. And it should be here. There you go. You should be seeing that, Alyssa.
Yeah.
First of all, I got to tell you, that is a great picture.
Thank you.
You were telling us in the pre-show that you have fiddled with playing the guitar behind your neck sometimes. Is that true?
Yeah.
All right. So next time she's on in a year or two, folks, she'll have an electric guitar with a and she'll set it on fire for us at the end. It'll be great. Yeah. Now, that also looks like Green Lane Park.
Yeah, it is.
Uh, Beautiful park in northern Montgomery County here in eastern Pennsylvania, folks, and it is just a tons and tons of hiking trails and water and neat stuff. It has been a bastion of sanity for everyone during this COVID time. A lot of people using the trails and everything. Um, so that is the homepage. Again, that is alyssadodge.com. The bio, and um, I'm going to embarrass you a little bit here. So
Okay.
Alyssa Dodge is a young singer-songwriter from a small town in the greater Philadelphia area. She has been playing for 10 years. And along with singing, she's been playing guitar since the age of 6. Is that true?
Yeah, I got my first guitar for Christmas when I was 6, and I started lessons in the spring.
Wow, that's fantastic. And did you study with someone from the Upper Perk area?
He lived between my house and my high school, so I guess in between Gilbertsville and Boyertown,
Oh,
not
God.
too far from my house.
Oh, good, good. And it says here, and I know this to be true from your many open mics that I saw you at, that you were a big Taylor Swift fan.
Yeah, I was. I had all her albums when I was younger. Her new ones her new ones are starting to grow on me. They're okay. I like the old ones though. They're more my style.
Um, how would you describe that? What did you like about the earlier stuff of Taylor's that you listened to?
I feel like they're more of like what I do because they're more like acoustic. They're like guitar based instead of like electronics. And it's more country. I don't know.
Yeah.
Her new stuff is more like techno, hip hop kind of.
Yeah, yeah, she can follow the trends like all artists have to when you're at that level. But yeah, definitely her sound was more acoustic. You know what else was neat about her, Alyssa, and you know this? She played her own guitar.
Yeah, she did.
She was pretty good at it.
Yeah.
She was. Uh, Folks have also likened Alyssa's style and her voice to Sarah McLachlan and Jewel, and you heard a hint of that in the first song she played, and you'll hear that again, and also the pop influence of Ed Sheeran definitely, and John Mayer. Are there other kinds of influences or things you listened to growing up that are kind of shaping your music?
Well, growing up, I listened to a lot of country, and now I feel like I listen to a lot more indie. Like, I listen to a lot of John Mayer, like I put in my bio, and I sing a lot of Ed Sheeran, but like other artists like them, like more independent artists too, like Birdie. She's acoustic. She plays piano too, I think, but I sing some of her stuff. And then I don't know, there's like these like Spotify playlists that I'll just click shuffle on, and they're all like indie acoustic, and I listen to a lot of that.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah. Yeah, I've been really taken by the Americana alt country artists like Brandy Carlisle,
Oh,
uh,
I like her.
the Casey Musgraves. I'm an absolute Jason Isbell fanatic. I think he's just a brilliant songwriter. So I've been listening to a lot of that as well as to all the tons of jazz I always listen to. I can't get it out of my ear. I'm still writing quite a few jazz things. So you got your guitar at age 6, and you start your lessons soon after that, and you started playing when you were around 10, and your first open mic was maybe around 13ish, you said.
Yeah, I think I actually started open mics when I was around 10
Wow.
because I started playing when I was 6, 7. So my first open mic was probably when I was around 10, and then from there it's been a lot.
That is amazing. As you can see on her homepage here of AlyssaDodge.com, she's played at some really neat places too. In addition to the tiny open mics where I first saw her in the Upper Perkiomen Valley, she's played at World Cafe Live and Ardmore Music Hall. And what have some of your favorite gigs been, or what are some of your favorite places to play?
I like playing at Steel City in Phoenixville, as well as Chaplin's in Spring City.
Spring City.
Yeah. And I played at Punchline in Philly, which is actually or not a college, a comedy club. But they had a neat venue there. It's part of Fillmore, but that was a lot of fun.
Oh, wonderful. How was the World Cafe Live gig? Because that's a pretty important place on the map.
Yeah, that was good. I mean, it was I feel like it was raining that day when I went, and I was like drenched when I went in, but after that I was good.
At least it wasn't an outdoor gig.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, I played the Steel City open mic, virtual open mic, a couple of weeks ago. She's talking about Steel City Coffee House in Phoenixville. They run an open mic, and as you know, Alyssa, just the nicest people down there, aren't they?
Yeah, I was actually featured artist a couple weeks ago
Oh,
for
that
their open mic.
oh wonderful. I was probably on there. I'm guessing 2 or 3 weeks ago. I might have just missed you. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Very, very nice people. I also played the Kennett Flash um, um, virtual open mic recently as well. We're down in Kennett Square, way down the blue line. Super, super nice people there as well, who do a lot of support for art in the community. Folks can take a look at kennettflash.org. It really, they wear their heart on their sleeves. Really, really nice folks down there. And I've been playing virtual open mics with the Philadelphia Area Songwriters Alliance, PASA. I mention them every show. A wonderful group of songwriters run by Heidi Hoskins and Rob Lincoln and Christine Winchester Perry. A very large group out of Greater Philadelphia. Great people, very welcoming, and if you're a songwriter who needs to get in contact with supportive and creative people without any competition edge, seriously, it's just nice group of folks. Philadelphia Area Songwriters Alliance. PASA. Neat stuff. So that is our initial look at Alyssa's web page. We're going to go back and look at some media after the next round, and we're going to visit her Spotify page. And let me stop the screen share and get us back to here we are. Great. All right, good. Thank you for sharing that, and thanks for talking about your musical roots, such as they are. Yeah, it was amazing. I remember how I'm going to embarrass you. I remember how wowed people were when we used to see you at open mics, at how young you were, and how polished you were. You can tell, like everyone at an open mic, we're all a little bit nervous when we do it, but you always contained it so well and always performed in a really mature way. You don't see that often. Really cool.
Thank you.
I'm going to stop embarrassing you now.
Okay.
This is Songwriters Alive with Tom Cooney every Monday night, 7 p.m. on YouTube Rocking the Valley and YouTube Tom Cooney, linking off my Tom Cooney Facebook page. It is original music with creative, positive talk. Our guest is Alyssa Dodge. Our wonderful guest last week, and the video edit of that show is up, was Brent Ellison. Look for that post on my Tom Cooney Facebook page. It links to the movie edit of the Brent Ellison show. Brent, a wonderful songwriter. And Alyssa, I make a really simple movie edit of this show. Takes me anywhere from 3 to 6 days, depending on how crazy my week is going, just to make sure folks can get a chance to see this again who couldn't see the show live, and they can see the screen shares and see your website. And in the comment, we put all of your links so folks can go find your music. So give me 5 to 7 days. How's that?
Okay.
Okay, we got a deal. This is good. Our guest next week, we have a very informal show next week. Our guest is going to be original blues music with Leon Bonham and Earl Andrews and the Acoustic Blues Project. And we're going to look at some video clips. Since there's going to be three of us, we're not going to be doing any live performing. So we'll be looking at original music clips. So a very different show next week. In honor of Thanksgiving week, we're trying to roll our sleeves up and relax a little bit. Next song I'm going to do is a song I wrote this year in July, and it is called Bronwyn. It's about a Celtic goddess. Let me move my tablet so I'm not overly squinting. So I'm looking at a 32-inch monitor over here, Alyssa, and I'm still squinting. How bad my eyesight is with my bifocal. But the good news is I think I can see these words. This is called Bronwyn. She rises from the emerald sea, the white raven of the wind, seeding the light of the breaking day with new worlds where you begin again. With new worlds where you begin again. Scarlet locks frame her sea green eyes. She frees the broken and despaired. Wisdom, healing, compassion in the Queen of Iree's care. In the Queen of Iree's care. So run if it's a dream you're after. Chase her across the morning sky. Run, but you will never catch her. You'll be left wondering why. Why her song stays on the wind. Why her touch can calm the sun. Why this world will always need her. Why you know you will always run. Her heart beats eternally hopeful, the wild daughter of the sea. Despite how this world always fails her, she brings forgiveness and endless dreams. Forgiveness and endless dreams. So run if it's a dream you're after. Chase her across the morning sky. Run, but you will never catch her. You'll be left wondering why. Why her song stays on the wind. Why her touch can calm the sun. Why this world will always need her. Why you know you will always you will always Whew,
I like that song.
thank you. I can breathe now. Thank you. Yeah, it's I write some Celtic things, being of Celtic heritage. That's a song about a Celtic goddess called Bronwyn, and I've kind of, like a lot of songs. Some songs, as you shared with our audience earlier, are about feelings, and you work through them and then write about them. And sometimes a song, as you know, can be about a person or a mythical person or a historical figure. And you go do your research and you try to craft something. I've always been fascinated with her and her place in Celtic mythology. How she's this beacon of consistency and being positive and always forgiving humans for all the silly things we do. And that is Bronwyn. I've written a couple of other Celtic songs, and including one about this is on my YouTube page, Tom Cooney, called "The Sad-Eyed Boy from Klon Mel." And Klon Mel, Ireland, was where my paternal grandfather was from. And he, like many from that country in the later 1800s, had to leave because of very dire conditions in the fields and the potato famine and horrible economic conditions. He is the sad-eyed boy from Klon Mel, and I wrote it about him, what was going through his mind, what might have been going through his mind the night before he had to leave on a ship to go to America. So it's neat looking back at your heritage and finding neat little nuggets of things that can speak to you across time. So in that case, it was my grandfather's voice. And in the other case of what I just played, it was a goddess, Bronwyn. So like a lot of great cultures around the globe, the mythology is fantastic, and the gods and goddesses are wonderful, and there's so much fun to read about. So Alyssa Dodge is our guest tonight, and Alyssa, what were you thinking of sharing for the second round? And again, you can talk about it before or talk about it after.
I think I'm gonna sing another unreleased song that I have. This song's called 16. It's about well, off my last album I had a song called Happy Place, and it was a breakup song, and this song's about the same guy. It's about how teenage love doesn't work out. That's the gist of it. The song is called 16. Tell me you don't want me to leave, and call me, tell me you need me, and fall for me. I'm not a secret to hide. Show me I'm not just another girl, 'cause we were 16, fun fast, and we were 16. I should have known it wouldn't last. You're the one who wants to let me go, and you're still the one who wants to don't give by 16. Agree with me, this is never gonna work. Appreciate the times we had. Explain to me why you changed. Don't apologize for something out of reach. 'Cause we were 16 fun fast, and we were 16. I should have known it wouldn't last. But you're the one who wants to let me go, and you're still the one who wants to. Don't give me hope. And we were just blinded by 16.
What a wonderful song.
Thank you.
Good insight.
Yeah, that one is, I think that might be my shortest song. I tend to write songs, as I told you before, I just write and it's all one big song. So they end up being pretty long songs. So that one, I had a bridge and I just took it out. It wasn't my favorite anyway. So I decided to keep that one short.
As a songwriter, what do you think was behind your decision that the bridge didn't fit there for some reason?
Um, I don't know. I I was trying to use different chords and I feel like they just weren't working as well as I had hoped. And I tried like, I don't know, for like a month to finish this bridge. And I tried doing it like singing it down an octave as well. And I just wasn't, I could sing it, but like it just wasn't my favorite. So I just decided to cut it out.
Yeah, it's interesting. I can see what you're saying there because the chord work that you're doing is so high up on the fingerboard and it's so hypnotic. The song just draws you in. A really, really good music to that as well as the lyrics.
Thank you.
That's really neat. Um, and another learning that I have a tune called "She Flew Away," about a mythical person and unrequited love. So love is the thing that and relationships and feelings keep giving forever, never, never. They keep giving to us. Hey, let's take another look at one of your web pages here. Let's go to your Spotify page. Make sure I can see that.
Okay.
Here we go. You sing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, there's the spelling of Alyssa Dodge's name, folks, to write that down. So her website, which we saw, was alyssadodge.com. And for Spotify and Instagram and Facebook, it's Alyssa Dodge Music. So that's the key. That's all you need to know. And here's the Spotify page. And the discography is down here. Let me widen that out. We've got 4 things on there. And can you talk about your discography down there? You can see your singles and then the EP you mentioned.
Yeah, so my last my last album was called Happy Place, and each of those singles is from that EP. I do have another EP that's on there. Um but that last one I came out with had 7 songs, and the first one is titled Should Have Told You. That one is my favorite. And then I have By Your Side, Recovery, which has similar chords to the song I just played, actually, just in a different key.
Yeah.
And then I have Perfect to Me, which one is that one's upbeat. It's a change.
That's good.
And then I have Sativa and then Happy Place, which is the breakup song I was talking about.
Good, good. So, how are your more recent songs different? How do you think your songwriting's changed over the last year or two?
Well, this song came out over quarantine, so or this album, my bad. So I have a couple songs. The first song I played, I feel like that one's more it's faster than most of my songs, and I feel like I used a different key, so it's a little bit different. It's also like the strumming is faster. I don't know, like it's just more upbeat. It's more of like a rock feel than most of my like finger picking sad songs.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
then my last one is just another finger picking last song, the one I just sang.
It's very beautiful. We're looking at that page now on Spotify, her Happy Place release album page, and that is some really good music on there. I've listened to this week. Very beautiful. Let me go back to the rest of your Spotify, and in terms of you got the singles out here as well. The Happy Place, as you mentioned, and By Your Side, and Should Have Told You. Now, let me see. Anything else you wanted to mention about your Spotify page?
I do have another EP out called Temporary Nothing that should be on there if you go back to my discography and click see all. It should come up then.
Ah, Don me. Got it.
There it is.
I'm trainable. This is good.
So this song or this one I came out with in December of 2018, and it was Materialistic, which is the song I talked about. That's the first song I ever wrote, and then Temporary Nothing actually I wrote the day that I went into the studio to record these, and we thought we were only recording 4 songs, and I was like, "Wait, I have another one." And then that ended up being the title track, which actually happened with Happy Place too. I wrote that song like a day or two before.
Isn't that amazing? I remember hearing you play Materialistic. I think probably at one of the coffee shops in Upper Perk Valley.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, remember that. And this release, I listened to it, and make sure I'm not mixing up your releases. This one is largely solo work.
Yeah, this one is all acoustic. It didn't have a band or anything behind it like Happy Place does.
Yeah, the songs really present themselves well here. I really enjoyed listening to both of them, obviously, but it was nice as it is tonight hearing you play uh, just by yourself with the singing and that and your very good guitar work. It being a songwriting show, I'm always fascinated with how did the song sound when it got finished being written. And to me, this temporary nothing release is fantastic. You can hear, okay, how did this songwriter finish these songs? What were they supposed to be? And they're really wonderful songs.
Thank you.
We see we should be flipping over to here's another example where you folks can find our music. This is your Apple Music page.
Yep. I have never actually looked at this. I don't have Apple Music.
Ah. Yeah, it used to be called iTunes. We're all supposed to be calling it Apple Music now. So,
Yeah.
as Apple's in the business of confusing people sometimes. A lot of the same music, really wonderful stuff. For those of you who do have your Apple Music subscriptions, you can get it here as well. Got it. So let me stop the screen share for a second. There we go. We're back. So thank you for talking about your releases. Where do you think your songwriting might be going next? Do you sense any changes in what you might be writing about, or have you thought about another single or another release that might come out down the road?
Yeah, I want to come out with a third album, but I want to start with like maybe the first 2 songs I sang and come out with those ones first and then take time and get some good songs that I'm confident in. instead of just writing songs to put them out.
Yeah. Yeah. That's obviously the best way. Yeah. Uh, which brings up the question, which I ask every songwriter every week. You obviously said a lot of your songs come from processing your feelings. I'm going to ask a follow-on question to that, which is, what starts you writing that song? What's the thing that clicks it for you that says it's time to start writing?
um okay, so this is going to sound weird, but I hate writing songs when I know that people are around. I just don't feel as comfortable. So like if something has happened to me, I'll wait until I'm home alone and then I'll be like, okay, I need to get this out. And that's when it comes to me. I feel like I don't write as well when I like know people are like around listening to me.
I agree with that. I have to be alone.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, when the weather's nice, I have this thing where I go to the lake or I go to a small cafe on the Delaware River, the upper Delaware River, and I just take a songwriting notebook with me and no guitar on purpose. And because like you say, sometimes to process what can be a complex thing, sometimes you really need to hear yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a neat thing. Our guest this week is Alyssa Dodge, a young singer-songwriter from the Upper Perk Valley area and just below the Upper Perk Valley area, too. This is Songwriters Alive with Tom Cooney every Monday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time on YouTube Rocking the Valley, and YouTube Tom Cooney linked off my Facebook page. It's original music with creative, positive talk. You get about a half a dozen songs. I get the honor of opening up for our guest, and we learn all about our guest and their background and their websites and what they think about music. And we add a sprinkling about the craft of songwriting as well. That's the differentiator we try to add to the song. And it is just wonderful to have you here. I'm going to open up our third and final round with a song I wrote this year in April in honor of a hospital worker, an imaginary hospital worker working during this time. I wrote this during the initial COVID surge when people didn't know what it was, and the people working in the hospitals and ICUs were just totally slammed and overwhelmed. They seem to have a better handle on it now in terms of getting more staff, and except in the states with the worst numbers right now, where facilities are again being overwhelmed. It's a little better than it was, and this is in honor of everyone who works on the front lines, be you a hospital worker, a public safety person, a law enforcement officer, a delivery person, someone who's working in a store keeping stores open, people who do this stuff every day. And this is a song written about a person that's called Make It Home Today. My hospital shift ends. I shed my tears, shed my clothes. I leave my band of brothers and sisters on the front lines to carry the load. I trudge home to my family. I kiss them through the glass of my back porch where I sleep. I don't know how much more I can last till I hold their hands, hold their hearts. So I smile to let them know they are still loved, they have respect. But soon it's time for work, so I go. I ain't no hero, but I know there's a life I can save. It's my calling, so I go. I hope I make it home today. make it home today. We need more tests, we need to trace. My day-old mask won't protect my face. We need ventilators and leaders with heart. What a screwed up human race. Every patient is someone's love, someone's rock, someone's friend. I must be all those things to them if I'm the last one at the end. So I hold their hands, hold their hearts. I smile to let them know they are still loved, they have respect. And if it's time, just let go. I ain't no hero, but I know there's a life I can save. This is my calling, so I go. I hope I make it home today. I ain't no hero, but I know there's a life I can save. It's my calling, so I go. I hope I make it home today. I hope I make it home today.
I like that song. It's very appropriate.
It is, yeah.
You know, right at the end, I almost had to sneeze, and I thought it reminded me of your song.
Yeah, I'm sad that I'm still playing it so much
Yeah.
after I wrote it in April. It just really is so important that people mask and social distance and sanitize a lot. And as the virus is teaching us again with this third spike, the virus is in control, and people just have to going to be smart and always think about other people. And always think about the people who are on the front lines, like the character in this song. And again, heartfelt thanks to everyone who's on the front line. Propers to them. That was a tune called Make It Home Today. Not to bring us down too much, sorry, but it's more about honoring them than it was about being sad, I guess.
Yeah.
So again, our guest has been Alyssa Dodge, and you can find her at Alyssa Dodge Music on Instagram and on YouTube and on Facebook as Alyssa Dodge Music. Her .com is alyssadodgemusic.com. You'll get all these links when I finish my movie edit, and you'll get to see all the great screens again we've shown and hear the wonderful conversation that Alyssa has joined us in this week. It is a great example of a young singer-songwriter who, as she's gone through school and had a total life besides music, has really devoted herself to becoming a musician and to starting to spend a lot of time writing songs. And this has just been a great example for the folks in our audience, Alyssa. This has been really great. I'm glad you came here. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
I guess my last question of the evening, since I've been badgering you with questions all night, my last question is going to be, if you were going to have a couple of things you would say to a younger singer-songwriter who's just starting out writing and maybe is thinking about maybe going to an open mic or something, or what kinds of advice would you give to someone like that? Good things that have kind of helped you.
Um, I would say to definitely keep it as a hobby. You don't want to jump into trying to make it a job right away because sometimes that can be like overwhelming. It can make you not like it as much, I feel. I don't know. Keep it as a hobby as much as you like it. Don't overwork yourself. And open mics aren't that bad. People are so nice. Don't worry about it. I wouldn't stress about it.
That's, that's a good message. And what about in terms of the songwriting craft? Is there a tip or two that you can give someone who's just picking up the pen for the first few times that has kind of helped you?
Yeah. I always write about my feelings, so I feel like that's always easy to write about. So, I mean, you know what to say. It's your own feelings. So, um, I guess even at first, just start off with something that you like know that you can write about and a topic that you feel strongly about, and you can make it into a song, a couple of songs even.
That's a good point. Starting out with what you're familiar with helps you craft your initial songs and helps you learn the craft, and then you can start expanding the content. That's a really good tip for a younger songwriter. Thank you. So, what were you thinking of taking us out with tonight for your third song? And we appreciate you coming again. Thanks.
Um, I'm gonna finish off with the first song off of Happy Place, my last album. The song's called Should Have Told You. This is about a good friend of mine. We talked for a while, we liked each other, but I don't know. He had just gotten out of a relationship. It was weird. So I let him go. We're friends now. We've been good friends. So this is just about that. Seeing your old girl with a new smile, knowing that could have been me. You met her at the beach, you told her everything, she even met your mom. You had long talks, you never worried about the clock, but now she's run away. But the way you fell for her, it broke you. Now you can't get back up for someone new. Now I miss my shot. I guess I should have told you that I loved you and I met you. Now I'm messed up and I can't sleep. I wanna go back to me and you. I should have told you that I loved you. From the day you said hello, I wasn't letting you go. You told me about her and promised I was better. But I know you were perfect together. And you won't let her memory slip away. I guess I should have told you that I loved you and I met you. Now I'm messed up and I can't sleep. I wanna go back to me and you. I should have told you that I loved you. But when I look up at the night sky, I know you're the guy I've been waiting for all this time. But you're caught on her, and it's okay to cry. I guess I should have told you that I loved you when I met you. Now I'm messed up and I can't sleep. I wanna go back to me and you. I should have told you that I loved you. Should have told you that I loved you.
Wonderful.
Thank you. My headphones kept falling off.
That happens to me too. That's wonderful. That's another great example of the great hooks you have in your choruses. They're
Thank you.
very listenable. Thank you again so much for joining us. Good to catch up with you. It's great to know you're still playing and still writing. I see you on social media a lot, and I wish you nothing but the best and nothing but continued success with whatever you decide to do with music.
Thank you. You as well.
Thank you very much. This has been Songwriters Alive with Tom Cooney. It's every Monday night at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. On YouTube, Rocking the Valley, and YouTube, Tom Cooney. We'll link it off of on Facebook. Our guest this week has been singer-songwriter Alyssa Dodge. Be sure to track down her music. Great example of a young songwriter who's doing the craft well as developing. Just fantastic. Alyssa, thanks again. Good night.
Thank you.
Hey, Steve Jones, back to you in the studio.
Yeah, I got to turn my mic on there so you can hear me. So thank you. Fantastic show, Alyssa. Wonderful voice. I loved it. Tom, another very good show. And it worked out really nice. All the feeds were nice. Great. In about a half hour, we've got Moonstruck Magic coming up straight at you with Ange. And we got a great week lined up for everybody. Ralph Pagano on Wednesday. Tomorrow night, we got some stuff going on. So, Tom, it's going to be a great week. If I may take just one moment to mention, we got our Christmas show coming up on December 22nd. Tom's going to be in it, and I'm looking forward to that. Did I hear you right? You've got acoustic blues project next week?
We do.
Wow. Do I have to tune up my keyboard?
Yeah, I'm sorry, there's no live music. It's a video watch party.
Well, that's good too. Earl is one of our co-hosts, and I'm excited to see. I haven't seen you guys together in months. That is going to be a great show. I'm really excited about that. You didn't tell me about that.
It's a surprise, Steve. It's Thanksgiving week surprise. We're going to have a watch party and relax and be silly.
That is good. Well, that's, oh my God, wait a minute. Leon's coming on. I'm doomed. Between you guys.
We're all doomed.
You know, the only thing that's going to be missing there with Leon is going to be his deviled eggs.
Oh.
Yeah.
We should mail them some. Those are fantastic.
Oh, they are. One time I invited Leon to a party. He said, the only reason you're inviting me is for my deviled eggs. I said, no. I said, I also like your barbecue. So, anyway, Tom, it's a great show, and we're going to move right along here. Alyssa, if you hang around just a minute after we stop the stream, I have a question I want to ask you. But,
thanks again, and thanks to Tony Dumont back in the studio.
Yes. Tony's doing a fantastic job keeping everything stable. We've got ourselves some major technology going on here. Some great stuff. Just watch for the announcements with Rock in the Valley. We are rolling out right now a scheduled TV with shows on it. More to come on that. So, okay, that's it. Thank you for joining us tonight. See you at 9 o'clock.
Thanks, Steve.
Never.
See you. Bye.
Bye-bye.